Kids, listen to your mother.
Mom!
Welcome to Between Us Moms with Katie Crafts-Morg and Hallie Stevens-Drake.
Hey guys, just a quick thing before we start today's episode. This podcast is just me and Hallie. We edit, we book, we produce it. So when you share the podcast or you share a clip or you join and talk in our Facebook group or you follow us on social media or on Substack, it goes such a long way. It means more to us than you even know, and it keeps this podcast going. We have no funding. There's no big podcast network behind us. It's just us trying to build a mama community. So if you love it, share it so we can keep this thing going. And with that, Hallie.
Hey, mamas, welcome to the podcast. It's just me and Katie this week, and we're so excited because we have a lot to talk about. Brenda Song. Something crazy happened to her with her kids on a plane, and we have got to talk about it. Also, Taylor Frankie Paul. And we have some disturbing news about Gen Z men specifically, and their views on marriage. We want to break that all down. But first, Katie, hit us with your slay or nay of the week.
Okay, I'm going to be honest right now. I feel like I prepared for today's episode, but didn't really have time to think of like a slay or a nay because I did not sleep last night. My daughter is really sick. She has rhinovirus. We had to cancel our entire weekend, which is not even like a blip on the radar, except for the fact one of my oldest friends is here from out of state, and we planned for our daughters to meet for the first time. And it was something I was looking forward to. She's here from Oklahoma, and I did not get to see her.
Shoot.
I did not get to meet her daughter. It just, it's like health first and your babies come first. And she totally understood. But I was just so bummed out. And also just like, you go into mama bear mode and you want to protect your babies and you want to also not infect other babies. She has a 16-month-old daughter. So I feel like that is neither a slay or a nay. It's just effing life when you are a parent, is you just have to cancel plans sometimes. And that's the way the cookie crumbles. My daughter was in and out of our bed all night last night. And now we just pray that our other daughter doesn't get what she has. We pray that we don't get it so that we could be the best, healthiest parents for our children. And yeah, I will say, Jason and I planned a date night, so that is upcoming.
Okay.
We're like doing mini golf. We're going to just like eat Mexican food and drink margaritas together, and we're just gonna have a grand old time. I'm so excited. We are overdue for a night, just the two of us out, like doing an activity together, and I'm really looking forward to it. So I feel like that's maybe a yay.
Yeah, a slay.
A sleigh. Sorry. My brain is not freaking working today because I did not sleep. So
It's a yay too. Yay and slay.
It's a sleigh and a yay. And yeah, that's just kind of the vibe here. I'm very eager to get to the point in parenthood where someone in your house is not always sick with some type of plague or virus.
When is that? When does that happen? Let us know, because honest to God, it's exhausting. And I do think we're coming out. I mean, you're in LA, so you guys have more of the outdoor life. But like in Chicago, it just feels like even more intense, like the sick season.
Oh, yeah.
Because everyone's just inside and on top of each other. And I feel like germs just fester more, and it's cold here. And so we're looking forward to spring and summer when we're like outside and have fresh air and,
It's also, I'm so freaking tired of parents not keeping their children home when they are sick. Like, if your child has green, snotty mucus, like just dripping out of their nose, like maybe it's not the right time to go to school.
Right.
Am I wrong? I understand we have work and jobs and obligations and life, but also your job is like to protect your child and also the other kids. Like it just boggles
I know.
my mind.
Hear you, but also kids in preschool have runny noses all winter long.
Yes, they do, but not like green, green, green. Like green means infection.
Yeah, that's
green
true.
means it's like, what are we doing here? Like I understand a clear mucusy, like you're getting over things, you have a lingering cough. I get that.
It's
But
just
like,
hard to know. Like, I think the
I
rule
know.
at the school is if they have a fever, keep them home. And the fever has to be gone for 24 hours.
Which is such bullshit too, because some sicknesses don't come with like a big, mighty 102-degree fever. Some of them are just
No,
like very minor or no fever at all.
I
That
know
is
it's
my
hard.
nay for the
Yeah,
week. Like, nay, do not do it.
I know. But I mean, like parents who have to go to work, it's like, and that's their, what do you do? I don't know. It's like if your kid doesn't have a fever, but they have a runny nose, like, I don't
You know,
know.
I think parents would enjoy parenthood so much more if corporate America were more understanding of like needing to work
Yeah.
from home or to have a little bit more leniency. Like you shouldn't have to choose between the health of your child and your job.
Yeah. Well, I hope little Kaya feels better. And I'm sorry, I know you were probably so excited to see Sarah. And, it
Yeah.
is so special when your babies meet for the first time, but you'll have that moment and everyone will be healthy and it will be very special. Best laid plans, always ruined by a kid's sickness, let me tell you.
I know it. I know it. What
Yeah.
about you? What do you have?
A nay. As
Uh-oh.
you know, I have full on anxiety. We
Yeah.
talked on this podcast a lot about how excited I was to go off of Lexapro and how I was doing really great after I weaned off. And that was June. And around Christmas, I just started to feel like I'm not doing great. Like my mental
Mhm.
health is not great, but I wasn't having the anxiety, full tilt anxiety that I've had in the past that led me to go on Lexapro. And let me tell you, it's back big time. It's full on panic attacks, full on anxiety. And it's disappointing because I was really hopeful that I was in a good headspace and that I'd be okay. But I went back on Lexapro. This is day 6, and I'm hopeful that I'll feel better soon. But for anyone who's listening who has followed that journey and maybe felt inspired to go off, but I think it's important to be transparent and say, I tried, I fucked around, I found out. I still need to be on it. And I'm probably just going to stay on it for the rest of my life because it really takes me out. My anxiety is so bad and it's really irrational. Like it's just a full spiral, middle of the night, body shaking, hands sweating, like leaving every social situation feeling like that was weird and not my best work. It's no way to live life and why torture myself for what? There's no medal I'm getting for not being on Lexapro. I know it works for me. I know I'm a better version of myself when I'm on it. So, fully back on, have had a very rough mental health couple of weeks, but the sleigh is I got back on, I guess. Right?
I want to applaud you, for
Oh,
being so real and so honest about this, like what you are
thanks.
going through, and I have witnessed it
Yeah.
firsthand. It is not easy, and
No.
I think you are real AF for being so candid and open about it. Um, you have a lot going on and none of it
Yeah.
is easy. And I think so many of us do, and we struggle in silence, or we feel like we can't share because we don't look like our best selves, and that's
Yeah.
not what life is supposed to be. And that's also why we started this podcast, was to, you know, open the door for more people to say the harder things out
Right.
loud.
Yeah.
And I think there is no shame in taking medicines. I am a big proponent of Lexapro. I
Yeah.
have also talked about being on Lexapro
Yeah.
and then off Lexapro, and I think it's so important to talk about. And you said you were disappointed. I don't think there's anything for you to feel disappointed about. I
Yeah.
think you should feel really, really proud of yourself, Hallie,
Thank you.
for feeling, a certain way and saying like I need help right now,
Yeah.
and doing what you know helps you. So
Yeah. Well, if you're
I
listening
love
and
you.
you're, thank you. And if you're listening and you're going through it too, I see you and boy, do I feel you. It is so rough. Makes you feel just like full on. Like I had a moment where I was like, do I belong in a loony bin? Like, why can I not rein this in? It's so debilitating. But I've been down this road before. I know it kicks in about 2 weeks. So I've got about a week left and then but I'm already starting to feel better. So
I'm
no,
proud of you. I'm proud of
thanks.
you. I'm
Thanks.
here. I'm your partner in crime
Oh,
and your friend for life, and there is nothing to feel bad
yeah.
about. Like, you're there's a lot going on. We all have so much going on, and I think
And
it's really, really admirable for you to say, like, get help if
yeah.
you need help.
Also, if you're going through this, two things that have helped: putting my phone down and like
Yeah.
really not opening social media has been extremely helpful because I find that the algorithm is not conducive to managing anxiety. And also, magnesium at night has been very helpful.
I've heard that so much, and
Yeah.
I dabble in the magnesium
Hmm.
taking. I'm not a consistent magnesium taker, but when I remember, I'm like, ooh, I got to take that magnesium. Also, and I told you this, I love a sleep mask and a white noise machine.
Yes. You live and die by
Mhm.
your white noise machine and sleep mask.
It's the only way I can sleep now. I literally, otherwise, when I'm alone with my thoughts at night,
Mm,
I can't fall asleep without those two
I
things.
know.
So figure out what you need and do it, people.
Do it. That's right.
Okay, headlines that made us text each other this week. There was a lot actually that we texted
Oh my
about this
God.
week.
The news
There's a
was newsing.
Yeah, it really was. We have a lot to say about Bachelor Nation and the secret lives of Mormon wives, but let's start with Brenda Song. Brenda Song called out Alaska Airlines for giving away her first class seats, separating her from her children with Macaulay Culkin, her 3-year-old and her 4-year-old son. She posted it on social media. She basically said, I didn't know when you book your first class tickets 6 months in advance for your family of six for your son's birthday, Alaska Air can just give away your seats the morning of with no warning, splitting up you and your 3 and 4-year-old kids. We will never fly Alaska Air again, and neither should you. That was my best Brenda Song
That was
impression.
great.
She's like a feisty one. I really like
Yes.
Brenda. And yeah, your thoughts. I have thoughts.
Oh, so many thoughts. If you've ever flown with little kids, you know that seating is not optional. It's like survival.
Yeah.
And airlines acting like seats are like suggestions is kind of insane, especially when you have small kids. Like, I just don't know what any airline thinks separating a 3-year-old from their mom is fine. Mom or
I
dad.
know.
Like, what? My toddler, I mean, I have very well behaved children for an almost 2 and almost 4-year-old, but even they couldn't sit still next to me, let alone a stranger. And I just think it's like, what? I
Yeah.
can't even imagine. And I get that like airlines have logistics and they're dealing with all kinds of things and that plans change, but it can't be that way when there are little kids involved. It just cannot. And at the end of the day, if airlines are charging you for your seat, they should be responsible for honoring it. End of story, period, point blank.
Yeah, I'm so tired of airlines. I'm so tired of airlines and what they do to families. Like you said, it's already so stressful, but I'm not understanding why people keep experiencing this. And so maybe we do need multiple celebrities with large platforms calling out these airlines for their pure BS.
Yeah.
We cannot be separating families, especially when they're prepaid, but we just you should be able to select your seats with your family and call it a day. Like we are paying a lot of money. I'm just so tired of airlines and their
Yeah.
bullshit. I'm
Well,
just so sick of it. And I have so much anxiety because we are going on a vacation, the four of us, on a plane for the first time as a family of four. And I'm like, if this happened to me, like they have not met feisty
oh, look out.
Katie Kraus Mork. Like I will raise hell. I
Yeah.
will.
I
I
know you
will.
would. I know. And a lot of people are saying, like, oh, she's so privileged. It was first class.
Oh,
But like,
it
forget
doesn't
that.
matter. Why does it
It
matter?
doesn't matter. Like, just a parent and their child should not be separated on a plane. Like, God, pray for the stranger who is sat next to my toddler on a plane without me. Like, what?
Yeah.
No
Also,
way.
like, it's so dangerous. Like, you don't know if they're gonna put something in their mouth. Like,
Right.
it is a safety hazard. Like, I just cannot believe the level of irresponsibility
Well, and you
from these and
also don't
ugh, I'm
know who you're seating your child next to. Let's
yeah.
be honest. Like, this is a
Like
very fucked up world. Like,
the
there are
Epstein files
perverts.
are haunting me.
Yeah, there.
I have now unleashed or unlocked Megan's Law website. Have you done this? This is a whole
Uh-huh.
other thing.
Oh yeah, no, my one of my
There are
best girlfriends has looked up every single man in her life on that website to make sure none of them are on it.
if you're unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, go search for Megan's Law. It is like a government website. Put in your address and you can see all the effing sick pervert pedophile sex offenders in your area within like a 1 mile radius, a 2 mile radius, a five. They
Yeah.
are everywhere.
Yeah. And they're
Oh my God.
definitely on your plane. So I'm
Yeah.
sorry,
I'm sorry. I
but
would lose
no.
my shit. So I'm so grateful that she used her platform and she called out this airline. I guess the airline tried to apologize or get in contact, whatever. And it's unacceptable. So let's do better. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, I hear you. Okay, the next thing we have to talk about are the Mormon wives. There's so much going on in that universe. We have Jessie announcing her divorce. Michaela is splitting from her husband. And of course, Taylor Frankie Paul. ABC canceled her season of The Bachelorette just after video surfaced from her 2023 fight with Dakota, showing domestic violence. In the footage, there's throwing objects, including a chair. There's a physical altercation, and her daughter is in the room. And ABC finally pulled the plug. Now, we knew about this incident before. We'd even seen the police body cam footage that showed the moments following the incident, but we had never seen actual video footage of the altercation filmed by Dakota until now. And the backlash was immediate once the video surfaced. Executives for ABC held an emergency crisis talks, and they decided not to air the season at all and to prioritize, quote, supporting the family over the show. They've reportedly lost tens of millions of dollars by scrapping it. And
I don't care.
yeah, I know. And, there have been ongoing legal issues for Taylor based on this 2023 incident. She was arrested back then. She pleaded guilty to related charges. Some of them were dropped. But now there's a new investigation going on for an incident that happened this year. We don't know a lot about that incident yet. So this season was fully filmed, may never air. And we're not sure what's going to happen with Mormon Wives. They paused production.
She also lost custody of her child.
And there's
in
that.
light of all of this.
So
like Dakota has full custody of their son right now.
Until April when they have to appear in court.
The chair hit her child in the head in this video. This woman needs to be taken off television. I'm glad The Bachelor did this. I don't know that this was the right call to begin with because we knew that there was a problem with domestic violence. Imagine if this was a man and the guy was going to be the lead on The Bachelor and we knew this existed. Do you think ABC would have allowed him to be No. And I think the standard has to be held all the way around. In our live, we talked about the extensive background checks. We have friends who understand how it works in reality TV with background checks. There's no way that ABC didn't know about this.
Yeah.
And, now the men are contemplating, or some of the men are allegedly contemplating suing ABC because they gave up their jobs to come on the show. And, the ABC potentially put them in an unsafe environment. I also think she should not be allowed the platform of secret lives of Mormon wives. I don't think there's any excuse or any way forward after watching that video.
Yeah, it was really, really hard to watch. Let me tell you, as someone who's struggling with anxiety now, watching that and hearing her daughter cry really triggered me pretty hard. It was hard to stomach. What I think is so interesting, and you've touched on this, is Taylor has talked extensively about what happened that night in detail. So even seeing it, nothing is different than what she had already said. Also, I watched the body cam footage when that was released. She talks about all of that in detail, everything that happened in that body cam footage to the police. She never really tried to hide it or sugarcoat it. All of it is talked about. So I think ABC is really culpable here. I think.
Yeah. Wait, did she say she hit her daughter in the head with a chair though?
So she said, we don't know for sure that it actually hit her.
It looked like it.
It looks like it. She said in multiple podcasts that she was crying because she was seeing her mom crying and she got scared. However, the video does make it seem like the chair comes at her and then she starts crying. But the other thing that I think a lot of people aren't talking about that we need to talk about is in the body cam footage, she talks about how Dakota pushed her in the garage and she reacted. So I don't think and
none of it's
violence,
right.
None of it's right. But I think he was the one filming the footage that was released. So he's not showing the part where he's pushing her. So I think none of it is right.
I think it's very clear that this is an extremely toxic couple.
Yeah.
The only thing that matters to me right now are the children involved.
Right.
I'm thinking of their poor son, and I just feel sick over the whole thing. None of it is right. And I think there's something seriously wrong with this show in general because now there's Jesse's husband filed for a restraining order. Like there just seems to be some like really deep rooted issues. And I'm like, I don't know that they need all the attention of a television show right now.
I
And that goes
mean,
to say all of them. Like some of them are wonderful. Like I think about like Macy, she seems like she's got her shit together. So I don't want to group them all together. But this show just seems like it's like breeding toxicity.
I feel like that's every reality show, though.
Yeah, I mean,
It's not good TV if it's all sunshine and
right.
rainbows,
Yeah.
unfortunately. Yeah, but I do think Taylor needs some serious help. She says she's going to be sharing her side of the story. I'm very interested to hear what she has to say, but I do think we need to see the full 360 right now. It just feels like a lot of attention on Taylor, and I think Dakota, I mean, what we've seen of his behavior is so awful anyway, but it is damning that the court is giving him full custody temporarily, and that all of the Mormon wives to pause the
Have
show,
just,
and several of them have spoken out against Taylor and the
I
domestic
mean,
violence. So
yeah, they stopped filming. They like refused to film with her.
yeah.
So do you think she deserves to be on that show anymore?
No, I think ABC did the right thing by pulling it. I think it would have been
No,
so
on Mormon Wives.
on Mormon wives.
I don't. I think we cannot continue to give her a platform.
Yeah, I don't know. I
Imagine
think
if it was a man.
right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's just you've got watching that video as a mom. I was like, there's no world where I would ever. We talked about this in our live. Like Andrew and I won't even use a tone of voice with one another that isn't sunshine and rainbows in front of our kids because
Right.
we're protecting them. So if he annoys me, like I'm not going to let the kids see that, let alone throw a chair.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. I
Yeah.
cannot even imagine
Yeah.
the level of like I understand she was like seeing red, but that behavior is not okay.
Yeah.
And especially in front of a child, like you just don't, there's just some things you don't do as a parent. I don't know. The whole thing
Yeah.
makes me sick
We
for these
do
children.
we do also have the privilege of never having been in an abusive relationship or in a
Right.
like I mean, well, I know
I've been in some
you've been
toxic.
yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna say never mind. But think about it. That relationship brought out the worst side of you,
Yeah.
you know?
Talk about
Like
anxiety.
right. But like you are not yourself. You are not the person you are today.
No.
You were like, it made you do things that were like not of your character, of your morals, like, and I think that's telling. Like, imagine someone who's sleeping with everyone in your fucking inner circle, what that would do to your mental health. So
They're
I don't
both
know.
extremely, extremely toxic individuals.
I agree. I agree.
Like
And they need
so
help.
bad.
They need
So
help.
bad.
Yeah. So I
Yes.
think stepping away from reality TV is an absolute necessity. But I'm wondering what will happen with the Mormon wives because without her, I'm not sure they have a show.
Well,
We'll find out.
there's lots of housewife shows they can all join.
Yeah. That's right. Okay, we have to talk about the mom algorithm. This is so disturbing to me. There's a new global study that shows that Gen Z men are more likely than older generations to hold traditional views about marriage and gender roles. The study surveyed 23,000 people across 29 countries, and it suggests a growing gender divide within Gen Z, especially between men and women. About 31% of Gen Z men think a wife should obey her husband. What?
Yee.
About 33% say men should have the final say in major decisions, and nearly 1 in 4 think women shouldn't be too independent. These numbers are much higher than baby boomers, which goes against the idea that younger generations are always more progressive. Katie, what do you think?
We'll talk about seeing red.
Yeah.
Okay. First of all, I don't think there's anything wrong with being conservative, but there is something seriously, seriously wrong with wanting to control women and thinking that your wife needs to, quote, obey you or that your views on major life decisions are more important, because to me, a marriage is equal. I think that this is kind of what happens when you let algorithms rule young men's lives. Did we talked about this. Did you watch the show on Netflix called Adolescence?
No, I did
Okay,
not.
go and watch it. It I think is a great depiction of exactly this, because these guys are not getting these views from being out in the world. I think they're getting them from being inside their phones constantly.
Mm,
Do you know what I mean? This is also kind of part of there's like a loneliness epidemic that we're seeing continue to grow and like get worse with young men. And I think it's making young women not want to be with men because they're scared of them.
Mm,
Men have so much work to do. And we have to raise good men. Like if you
yeah.
are the parent of a young man right now, like you have to put in the work. Like you have to teach them that like women are our equals and how to teach them with like respect and love. And I'm just like really sad, I guess, hearing this. And I also think we have to be so on top of technology.
Yeah.
Like we have to be on top of what they're doing on their phones and on the computers late at night because they might present one way, but what they're doing at night in the dark on their phones is like a totally potentially other thing. Yeah. And
I,
again, like if women want to be home and they enjoy cooking and all that, like I don't think there's anything wrong with that if it is their choice to do that. I think ultimately we have to just let women choose how they want to live their lives.
I feel like we've watched history play out. What happens is the pendulum swings. And so, like, as I'm wondering if this is just the natural response to like women getting more equality, is that men are starting to push back.
Oh my God, that's scary
I
too.
know, isn't it? I mean, do you think that could be part of it?
I
I
mean,
feel like we still have such a long way to go until we're equals, but I don't know. Could that be part of it? Is like they're seeing us close the gap a little bit and then
I
it's,
hope not.
I
I
know.
really think it's algorithms and I really think it's technology and I really think it's like a hive mind.
Mm,
You know, it's up to us ultimately to raise good men.
yeah.
But and it's up to us to stay on top of the technology and it's up to us to stay on their phones and to have rules in place and to teach them what the word no means and to teach them like, yeah, that women are equals. Like I
Yeah.
just, God, I am so
I
mad
know.
at this.
I know. Me too. And we're like raising little girls. I'm like,
Yeah, I think it just hits harder because I'm like, oh my God, I never want my daughter to be in a relationship where a man feels that way.
right. Oh,
Ugh, it just really makes me sick.
I
So,
know. This is
yeah.
another thing. I'll go to jail if my if my
Oh my
girls fall
God,
in love with a
yes.
man who's like telling them I get the final say in major
Can you
decisions.
imagine? Like
No,
it just
will kick his ass.
like
Final
I
decisions. Oh,
yeah,
I know.
men.
Men.
Talk about anxiety and we're gonna wrap this up, but like these are the things that keep me up at night. What does the world look like in 15 years?
Yeah.
When my daughters are in their late teens and they're starting to date and you know with yeah the advancements of like AI and just technology in general and God, what does the world effing look like?
I know.
Keeps me up at night.
Yep. Love ending this
It's
podcast
a
on such
scary
a high
place.
note. How
Wow.
I know. Can we
I
find a
feel like we
positive
were
way?
doing good
I know. We
with
really took it.
like good episodes. Yeah. Okay, so here's the spin. We are raising strong, independent women who will
Yes.
not allow that.
Oh, and you know what? I've got something. I want to end this on a totally unrelated but positive note. Katie and I got to connect with one of our listeners when we were together in LA. Marie, if you are listening, it made our day more than it made yours. We hopped on a phone call and got to talk to her about her week and what she's going through.
FaceTime.
We FaceTimed. It was just such a treat. And we are here for all of you guys. So if you ever want to hop on a call, like literally, that was the joy of our day. We met a Spice Girl shortly after, and that was nothing compared to talking to somebody who loves this podcast. So, yeah, let's end it on that
Totally.
note. That's a much
It's
more
like,
positive place to end.
yes, yes. Seriously, we would love to connect with every single one of you. So shoot us a DM. We talked about it for like hours after the fact. We're like, that is the why. That is
Yeah.
why we like doing this podcast. We want to talk to all the moms out there and connect and be in your trenches with you. And just like you're in ours listening to this podcast. So
Yeah.
we're all in this together. And that did make our day. You're right.
Yeah.
That is a great way to end this podcast. Okay,
Yes.
good job.
Yes. So, on that note, motherhood is a sisterhood, and we are so glad you're a part of ours. Thanks for hanging out with us on Between Us Moms.
Don't forget to follow us for more mom content and good conversations on all the socials.
We're also on Substack and have a newsletter filled with tips, tea, meal ideas, and mom stuff you won't want to miss.
And we've got a secret Facebook group to connect and talk even more.
Go find us.